anyone else out there who is resistant to the things that are good for them? I am. I think the things that I know will make my life richer and more meaningful are just too grand a thing, too big a goal, too much to ask for. I would just as soon stay asleep. Hi, I'm Pastor Melissa. Thanks for joining me for a daily devotion. This is a lesson deepening our sermon series, Quest, the Awaken Traveler. But I'm talking about how sometimes we would just rather stay asleep. Because awakening will require more resources than we think we have. One surefire way to stay asleep is to silence your story. Can't I just, keep my business to myself and not bother anyone else with it? I mean, it takes vulnerability to tell a story. It takes courage to open our hearts and our minds to remember the ups and downs, the dark and the light, the desert places and also the mountaintop moments. I would just rather mind my own business and hope that you mind your own business. In other words, I would rather isolate, nurse my own wounds, hide in the shadows where napping is a sweet release from painful memories. But you know what? A quick internet search revealed that isolation is actually working against my own objectives. Isolation, the lack of social connection, results in poorer sleep quality, poorer immune function, poorer cognitive function. It will also raise my blood pressure, my stress levels, and cause inflammation. How are those things even connected? So if I really do want to get a good night's sleep, I need to tell my story. And in particular, we need to tell our story about how God works in our lives. Here's what the writer of 2 Corinthians says in chapter 2, verses 14 and 15. But thanks be to God, who always leads us as captives in Christ's triumphant procession, and uses us to spread the aroma of knowledge of Christ everywhere. For we are to God the pleasing aroma of Christ among those who are being saved and those who are perishing. AI says this about the benefits of a pleasing aroma. It promotes calm feelings. It provides a sense of well-being, creates an uplifting environment, and establishes a sense of harmony. That does sound nice, doesn't it? Perhaps I do want to wake up and enjoy the sweet scent of God's good work in my life. But is telling your story just a little intimidating? I know. Here's a quick formula that might help. What were you like before you knew Jesus' love? What happened to change you? And what is it like now? Let me give you a little example from my own life. I was feeling some resentment towards someone that I find hard to love. You see, she's a little bossy and manipulative, and I let her manipulate me. And I'm a little intimidated by her, and I don't like feeling intimidated. So when I invited God to help me take a hard look at why she makes me mad, God showed me that I see things in her that I don't like about myself. Ouch. That hurt. But do you know what Jesus said to me? Melissa, I know who you are. I know how I made you to be. Now you can see that there are some rough edges we can work on together. I love you, and I believe in you. Well, guess what? Since then, I'm not mad at her anymore. I see her as a fellow, messy human on this journey with me. And I pray that the love and the grace that I feel from Jesus will spill out of me and all over her. You see, it's what I was like before Jesus' love, what happened to me when Jesus intervened, and then how I'm made different. It's not a bad story to tell. I pray you practice telling your story, because guess what? It is time to wake